Okay, so that last picture that we did, I noticed that the background had got a hot spot on it from the light, and the reason is because I hadn't put the diffuser in. So what I'm going to do is try that same shot. I'm just going to screw in the deflector panel and get it in. Oops. It's a bit awkward to do it when it's on the... that's it. So I'm just screwing in the deflector panel. That will give us a much more even light throughout the whole range. And then just pop that back on. And then let's turn that back round again. Now what I'll probably have to do here is just dial up the power slightly. So let's stick the power on that. Okay, and then we're ready to take a shot. Okay, so let's just test those lights. So I'm going to get Sarah to stand in the same position and we can check to see what that comes out like. In fact, I don't think we got the... let's turn this on again. That's it. Okay, so ready, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're getting a much more even spread of the light now. I might try turning that up a little bit more actually. Okay, I've just turned the power up on that again. Okay, and let's try that one. And ready, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's great. We're getting a much more even spread of the blueness. Obviously, where this light's creating the shadow, you're going to get a darker area, but to combat that, we could move further away from the background, and then you wouldn't get the shadow coming from that angle. But I think it's quite a pleasing effect, especially with the hair lights. It's giving quite an interesting look to it. It might be worth just doing a couple of shots as well, using the red deflector just to show what that can do with the colour difference. Okay, so I'm just going to change the gel on the front. So we just clip that off, replace that with the red one. That's it. Goes really simple and quick to do that. And we'll point that way again. Grab the camera. Okay. Okay, Sarah, are you ready? And 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's great. And you can see the difference is pretty obvious really. We've got a red sort of glow to the background instead of the blue one. Yeah, that was the best shot we got on the blue one. Yeah, so as you can see, it's the same as using any sort of gel in the studio. You get a totally different effect. You can mess around with the colours. You know, you could use these as a backlight to light the side of her body if you wanted to. You know, it's endless what you can do with it really. It's just really versatile and really sort of easy to change over and quick to change over. So it's great. It's great. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is use the snoot to form like a little area glow on the background. So we brought the snoot at the front here just to diffuse the size of it a little bit, and then we're using the beauty dish on here. And it's just to illustrate something else that you can do with the snoot really. So let's set up a shot. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's great. I mean, basically, as you can see, the background is quite dark, a dark grey, and the snoot's creating a little section of light behind her. And obviously, you know, depending on what type of shot you're trying to achieve, you can point the snoot in different places. You could move it further away. You could take it closer to the background. But it's going to give you, it just shows you that you can get a quite versatile effect using that snoot. Okay, so what we're going to try this time is using the 3 light setup again, but we're going to try a high key shot this time. So we're using the flash guns here. I've got the deflector panel inside and then the diffuser panel on the outside. We're using it with the deflector so that we can get a very even light on the background, because we want to try and avoid hot spots. So I'm just going to set this up there. Now I've got these flashes on full power, both of these, and then this one is on slightly less than full power because obviously we want to create that high key effect, so we need to overexpose the background compared to the foreground. So let's try a shot and we'll see how we go. Okay, Sarah, so if you want to, yeah, that's great. And ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's perfect. We're getting a beautiful high key effect here. That's ideal. Now, what we can do with this setup, I mean, obviously, you know, we're using stands here, we're using portable flashes. What we haven't done so far is get a little bit creative with where we move our light sources. So we can start to experiment with where we put our lights. So let's try that and see how that comes out. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as you can see here, by moving the light round to the side, we're changing where the shadows go on Sarah's face. The background's still going to be lit up evenly, but because we're moving this key light, we can change the shadows. Now let me try a similar thing, but on this side. So let's place that there and try the same shot. Okay, and ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's overexposed a tiny bit. Maybe I had it a bit too close, so let me just move that back. Okay, let's try that again. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so again, we've changed where the shadows are on her face just simply by moving this light around. So it's up to you really. You can just experiment as much as you want. Just move the light position and just really sort of, you know, go for your life and try anything. Now what we can do as well is start to bring reflector panels in if we want to get rid of a bit of the shadow on her face. So we can try doing that on our next shot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're bringing in a reflector panel. Again, this is a reflector panel from Viewfinder Photography. It just mounts onto a stand, and I think you can use, you can get different coloured. We're using a white one at the moment, but you can get a silver one, and I think you can get a gold one as well. Now, what we've done on this is set the main key light on a boom arm, just so that we can. It just makes it easier for us to get it above the reflector panel, and easier for me to get in and get the shot. Again, we've got the 2 flashlights at the back with the mini beauty dishes on that are just going to white out the background and give us that high key effect. So I'm going to turn the camera on and let's just try a shot. So for this type of thing, I'm going to get Sarah to, even she's got her body at an angle, but she's going to face front. Okay, so let's try that. Ready, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that looks great actually. So yeah, the reflector's just providing enough bounce back to give us a really nice sort of diffuse shadow under her chin. If we take the reflector panel out for a sec and do the same shot, we can give an example of what that looks like without it. So let me just set up that same shot. Okay, ready, and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can see there, we can see the difference. I mean, that's a really nice shot as well. Actually, it's come out quite nicely, but you can see the difference in the diffusion under the chin. So really, it's up to you whether you use a reflector or not, but it just shows how versatile this setup can be with the adding a few different accessories. You know, the world's your oyster really. You know, for the fact that we can use the, you know, more and more people are starting to use these flash guns now, so the bigger range of accessories that we can get for them, the more versatile we can be and the more experimentation we can do with them.